If your Windows computer is slow, full of updates, and you want to try something new, free, and stable, then this video is for you. In this video, we're going to talk about Linux Mint. What is Linux Mint? Why people love it? What are its pros and cons? And also, I'll show you step-by-step guide how to install it on your computer. So Linux Mint is free and open source Linux distribution built on top of Ubuntu, which itself is based on Debian. It is designed to be simple, stable, beginner-friendly, a perfect replacement for Windows. So it has start menu, taskbar, system trays, which we will see further in the video. So new users feel comfortable immediately. Now let's try to install Linux Mint. In order to download, you need to click on download and it will take you to the next window, and you should download only the cinnamon edition. So this is the most look-like edition that looks like Windows. You can see over here there is a start menu and some other applications. So what I'm going to do, I'll click on download to the cinnamon edition. On this page, it tells you the size of the ISO file, and if you'll scroll it down, you will see multiple mirrors. So these are the different locations and different servers where you can download this ISO. So I'm going to choose which is nearest to my location. I'll choose India. So I'll download it from this data center. And now it depends upon your internet speed, how quickly your download will complete. So download was completed. I have the ISO and I'm going to install Linux Mint on a virtual machine. So I'm going to use a virtual box of hypervisor, which is open source. So I'm going to create a new virtual machine. So I'll name the virtual machine as Linux Mint, and I'm given the path where all these files will go of this virtual machine. I've selected the ISO file and type will be Linux, and subtype can be Ubuntu because it's based on Ubuntu, Debian, and Ubuntu. I'll just skip the unattended installation and I'll choose the hardware. Now this part is important. So minimum requirement is 2 GB of the RAM and recommended is 4 GB, and I will give 8 GB of the RAM so that it can breathe comfortably. Also, I'll provide 4 processors, and on the hard drive side, minimum requirement is to give 20 GB, but I'll give 50 GB so it can, it will have the buffer to install applications and whatnot. And I will not pre-allocate all the size. Let this hard drive consume the space as it grows. So I will click on finish. It has created the virtual machine now. I will power on this virtual machine. I'll start. It's powering on currently. So there are multiple options once you launch the Linux Mint, and you can maneuver by your keyboard up and down arrow key. And what you want to do, you will select the first option, start Linux Mint. Okay, I'll start the Linux Mint. So right now it's just loading the Linux Mint. It's not installing currently. So this is the user interface of Linux Mint. This is how it looks like. So you have this Mint icon, which is just like Windows icon. If you'll click on it, it will give you all these options just like Windows. So right now Linux Mint has not been installed. What we'll do, we'll install the Linux Mint by clicking on install Linux Mint. It was just a view of a user interface. Okay, you can just feel it, how it looks like, and I'll install the Linux Mint now. So I'll double click on this one and I will launch the setup. So it has opened the installation window, and first option is to choose the language. I'm going to choose English as a language. I'll press continue. And the next one is going to be the keyboard layout. I'm using English US keyboard. This is what has already been selected. I'll keep it the way it is and I'll press continue. And in the next one, it tells you whether you want to install multimedia codecs. I would recommend you select it as checked. So if you want to play videos, if you want to play music or any sort of multimedia activity, it will install certain kind of drivers. You can see over here, it's installing Ubuntu drivers, which are related to multimedia codecs. So this screen is very important installation type. It says this computer currently has no detected operating system. What would you like to do? So erase disk and install Linux Mint. That's exactly what I'm going to do. However, it may vary according to your case. If you're using a pen drive, if you have booted a pen drive with the Linux Mint, and if you have attached to your computer, it will give you a third option. So the first option is erase disk and install Linux Mint. And the second one is something else. And the third option is going to be run Linux Mint along with Windows. So it will give you ability to basically run dual boot on your PC when you boot your computer, it will give you option to start Linux Mint or Windows. That's what you want to do, because if you choose this option, erase disk and install Linux Mint, it will wipe out everything. All Windows data, whatever data that you have in that computer will be wiped out. So make sure that you don't select that. If you want to keep data off Windows, if you want to get rid of whatever you have in Windows and just want to wipe out the entire drive, then go ahead and just do it. But just select that option that says, run alongside with the Windows. But I'll just keep this one according to my situation. I'll click on install now. Now it's asking me about the partitions. Now I can manually do the partitions, but I don't want to complicate this video, so I'll just hit continue, and then I'll let it choose automatically. And it's asking for the geolocation. For time, I'll choose India. That's my location. You can choose yours. And this screen is asking me to give a username, so I'll give a username as my first name, and the name of the PC is going to be TechLearn TV, the name of the channel, and I'll write down my top secret password so I can log in when the installation has been completed. Okay, and I'll say require my password to log in. Okay, cool. So next. Now that I've started the installation, okay, and it will take its own precious time. So I will let it install, and we'll meet once the installation has been completed. Installation has been completed, but it is still running the Linux Mint live session, which we initiated right after the initial boot. So in order to complete the installation, we need to click on restart. So after reboot, this is how Linux Mint desktop looks like, and I'll enter my password. Welcome to Linux Mint. I'll just close it, and I'll tell you what is important once you are in the desktop. So it has a Mint icon wherein you will find the file structure. You can access the file structure just like Windows, home, desktop, documents, music, pictures, videos, and downloads. And also it has all the applications in the right hand side. So first thing what you should do is to update this Linux Mint with the latest updates, with the latest packages. Just like in Windows or any other operating system, whenever we install, we try to update its packages. So this is what we're going to do, and it has its application called Update Manager. I'll click on OK, and it will try to find whatever updates are available. And the good thing with Linux is whenever you try to install or uninstall anything, it will ask you for your credentials. So you have to enter password whenever you're installing something and uninstalling anything, or you're doing any other configuration change with the system. It will ask for your password, and this giving me more you know packages updates. So there are 111 updates, and it's of 1 GB worth of size. So I'll just click on install updates. So as it is getting installed in the background, I'll show you what are the applications which are alternate to the MS Suite, MS Office. So like we have in Windows, Microsoft Office Suite, likewise we have LibreOffice Suite. Okay, so LibreOffice is in Linux Mint, wherein the LibreOffice Cal is basically the spreadsheet, the Excel. So it is exactly the same thing. Excel, it works the same way as Excel works, and likewise, if you'll type Libre, it will provide you more applications. Libre Draw is just like that Paint, okay, and I'll type once again Libre, uh, Libre, and it gives you LibreWriter. It's MS Word. So basically, if you want to open any Word file, uh, so I'll type once again Libre Impress. So Libre Impresses. Oh, so this is for the PPTs. So if you're doing official work, let's say documentation, Excel sheets, spreadsheets, accounting, this is a very safe option. It will cost you $0. It's free of cost, open source. You don't have to pay for license for the operating system, and also for application. It's free of cost. Along with that, it comes with the pre-installed browser. Firefox is the browser available, so you can do browsing, you can do, um, you know, all the office work, emails. Thunderbird email is there as a application, just like Outlook. One more important thing that you want to install along with this operating system update is the driver. So we can go to driver manager. Like for the operating system updates, you have update manager. Likewise, for the hardware, if you have installed this operating system on your hardware, let's say a laptop or a workstation, driver manager will detect the hardware and it will fetch the right drivers for your workstation. As you saw in the demo, it looks like Windows when you maneuver around with this operating system. Also, it comes with the pre-installed applications for which you don't even have to pay. Apart from that, the things that I've demonstrated, there are more applications which comes pre-installed. And whenever you install anything on Linux, it's free of cost. It's open source. So you don't actually have to pay for anything. Now let me just discuss the cons. There might be some applications which you are using in Windows which aren't compatible with Linux Mint. Okay, so that is the only con that I see. However, on a very basic user level or on an official level, this operating system is ready to go. And if you're a tech enthusiast, I would recommend you start using Linux Mint. If you're somebody who wants to learn Linux, I've already created a course in Udemy. I'll provide the link in the description. You can go ahead and check it. And if you find this video informative, you can like the video, comment on it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.